Rhode Island treating you?
Yeah, I'm having a really nice time. Everybody seems very cute. It's a nice place, yeah. Thanks for welcoming me. It's been a lovely welcome. Thank you.
Have you ever visited before?
No, Rhode Island, no.
Before we get started, we have Eli over here with a mic, so make sure if you have any questions. I know we're going to have a lot of Game of Thrones questions, but I got to ask you about Black Mirror. Have you seen this episode of Black Mirror? It's crazy.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty dark. Huh?
What guy? How
And thank you. Yeah, she offered me that part. Yeah.
Had you seen this show before?
The script.
Or were you?
She sent me the script, and I was like, whoa. But yeah, it's too good of stuff to turn down. Yeah.
I want to ask too. I know you're very active on social media and you do a lot to give back. Is there anything you want to promote for fans to give for charities or whatnot?
Oh well, that's kind of you to ask. You know, there's so much, isn't there, that needs our attention. But at the moment, I'm just putting a focus this weekend on the tribal, our beloved indigenous people. But there's a wonderful organization called Tribal International who fight to help the tribes take hold of their land and protect their land, keep hold of their land and protect their land before, because as we know, the land is being lost to basically our greed. And I believe, if we let the lands of our tribal people go, then we don't really have much hope for all of us. I think we need, they're the connected ones that need to remind us they have the wisdom of connection that hopefully we need to get back to in order to kind of recreate some balance in a very unbalanced planet.
Well, it's wonderful that you're bringing such awareness to all this stuff. This is really great.
Cool, thank you.
You got any questions so far? Got one over there behind you.
Hi, Jerome. I was lucky enough to meet you yesterday.
Where are you?
How you doing? I'm right here. Hi.
Hi.
Quick question for you. Oh, sorry. When you got to be on that trebuchet kind of thing, you're going to shoot Drogon.
Oh yeah, that one.
All right. That was my favorite scene for the whole series last time. Was it a functioning device? Could it actually shoot?
Dragon?
Well, I know there wasn't a dragon to shoot there except for a big green thing, but did you actually, could it have worked, and did you actually get a chance to shoot it? Or was it just a
It worked.
big...
Those guys, the armory guys are incredible, and they created a real, dragon Gatling gun. It's the biggest weapon I've ever had to handle, said the actress. But, thank you. But yeah, no, they made an incredible job of that, and so I really shot that thing.
Oh, that must have been so fun.
It was a bit of a boy's dream.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Give me another hand up in the back too.
Hey Jerome, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
So my question, just by seeing how you talk right now, I'm seeing similarities with Bronn and your personality, but how close?
No, come on.
How close do you think you are to Bronn and how you act throughout your life?
Say,
How do you think you and Bronn are more similar? What similarities?
how are me and Bronn similar?
Yeah.
Come on, you're trying to get me in trouble. Well, I think it's the thing with Bronn is he allows me to possibly, live out those sides of the psyche that I don't, obviously I'm not going to be able to stroll in the pub and in Wales and behave like Bronn. Well, in some ways I can, but that's one of the reasons I like him, because I get to kind of tap into those kind of primal energies more, and I'm allowed to do it, without getting in trouble. His sense of humor, his kind of northern sense of humor, I think that might have been why I got the job, because I spent a lot of my best friends were from up north, and I got to hang with them, and so that was something I think that came more naturally to me. But, you know, that's where it ends, of course.
Over here.
Hi.
Hi. Huge fan, first of all. And second, well, Bronn on the show is quite the sword fighter, and
He's quite well.
quite a good sword fighter. And I was wondering, how exactly do you prepare for these, like the scenes in which Bronn's doing all that? Is there like you train with a certain person, or
Definitely, yeah.
like a stunt double?
Yeah, we got such a great stunt team, and I love that sort of stuff. I like getting physically involved. It's like, I did a bit of sword fighting at drama college, so I did a bit of training there. But otherwise, it's like learning a dance. You know, for a few months before the fight, you start training, and initially it's really frustrating because you can't remember everything, but then the body starts to remember it as you go along, so that on the day you can just be, you know, everything's set up for you just to, when the cameras roll, to kind of be in your ultimate fantasy. Yeah, it's amazing to have that opportunity and have so much time, because very often in a show you might be learning a fight, you know, on the morning of the fight if the budget's low. For the BBC show, you know, with Ripper Street, it's like literally I might be learning the fight as on the day. But this one we get months, and it makes it a lot of fun. Thanks.
Hi, being a British kid, growing up on BBC, I'm more of a Ripper fan. The relationship between Bennet and Lady Rose was just beautiful to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I actually have tickets when I get home next week to see Loving Vincent.
Okay.
Can't wait to see it.
It's a sweet film. It's a sweet film. It's a very magical film.
Yeah, we have a really beautiful art center down in our village, and I'm really looking forward to seeing, because I like indie films.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, is your dynamics of getting into your character roles that I've seen you in, is there any chance possibly of seeing you in live theater?
Live
Does he
theater?
have that in the future? I mean, you've got a wonderful voice too.
Thank you.
Your singing is pretty good, because growing up, you know, in a lot of UK backgrounds, kept our hearts
Well, I was
warm.
brought up. Yeah, I was brought up with my father was an actor, and I went to drama school and trained in the theatre. So it was actually a theatre job. I was responsible for getting in Game of Thrones, because 10 years prior I'd done a play. It was the last job I'd done, because I thought I was walking away from the whole thing. But Nina Gold, who cast Game of Thrones, had come to see that play, and it was the first time I'd kind of really gone for a bit of a harder character, and she remembered me. So that's what did it. But yeah, I love theatre. So if something tasty come. New York, I'd love to. Just show me the part.
Can we bring up the fact that you were, what she's talking about is you were a pop sensation in America. And a lot of people in America don't really know that.
Yeah, well, it's best kept that way, I think.
Sing us a song.
Well, hell, that'll be a lot more money, sir. No, but yeah, that was an accident. I wasn't. That wasn't the. It was an accident. It wasn't the intention. I was an actor first and foremost, and I sang a song in a show with a buddy in a drama I was in, and there was 70 million viewers back in the day before the digital TV came in, watching that show, and we were singing an old love song. And, you know, we were young and flashing our blue eyes, doing that. And Simon Cowell, yeah. Somebody, apparently we're responsible for Simon Cowell.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, he got hold of it because he worked with the record companies in the A&R, and shops were ringing up and saying they want to buy it. And that was it. Yeah, 2 years of selling my soul. But no, we had fun. Hopefully the music was, made people feel good. It's awesome. But if you want to laugh, go on Google, and I'm making a fool of myself several times. So.
Hi, huge Game of Thrones fans.
Where are you? Okay.
In the back.
Hi.
I was just wondering, I know that you're like Jamie's best friend and all, but when it comes to incestual
really?
couples, are you like a John and
I think his sister's his best friend.
When it comes to incestual couples, are you like a John and Daenerys, or are you still like Team Jamie and Cersei for life?
Okay, you're going to have to say that again because I didn't quite get that.
Couples of incest?
Yes.
Who's your favorite? John or Daenerys? Or Jamie and Cersei?
Incest or interest?
I guess both.
John and Daenerys. Oh, well, John and Daenerys. Dear. It's not something I think about a lot. Well, I can't say I don't think about Daenerys, but John and Daenerys, I think, well, if I was John, and I would... We better take another question.
So I'm going to ask one. There's been a lot of talk of Game of Thrones spin-offs, and my pitch to you is a Bronn and Pod buddy cop show where you're like Westeros detectives. Is that something you would do?
Yeah, I'd do it tomorrow. Bronn and Pod buddy cop. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Bring it on. Hi.
So, multitasking here. So, I mean, Bronn shows around, kind of driven by gold, gold, gold. But for you, I mean, he doesn't become the most beloved character just because he's greedy.
I agree.
What drives you as that character, and what do you think drives Bronn? Because we know it can't just be gold.
Yeah, I think that's a nice thing about him is he's slightly complicated in that he'll give one front, and then he's like, there's a heart in there that even he is denying. So he's like out for himself, and yet he can't help, I think, kind of hooking on, admiring certainly Tyrion, and his character and what he's gone through. I think he sees some of himself in that. And Jamie, not that he sees so much of himself in Jamie, but yeah, I think there's lights and shade to him. And like, he kind of thinks he should just be out for himself, but when it comes down to it, he can't quite do that. So yeah, he's a complicated character. And he needs a good woman, I think. So not.
I was just wondering who do you like working best with on set?
Yeah, well, I don't really have favorites because they're actually they're a great bunch. And it's funny because I'm a fan of the show myself. I try not to read the scripts too much, apart from what I'm in. And literally, I'm still a bit starstruck. I can turn up, like when I first met Aria, Maisie, I was like, I could hardly speak because she was my favorite at that time. So I haven't worked with that many, but I don't have favorites. But I mean, they're great. But I must say I missed not having the stuff with Tyrion, because it was just, he's a really cool guy, and the stuff they gave us was a really lovely combination. So yeah.
What was it like working with Peter Dinklage?
Yeah, well, as I was saying, Peter, he's a really lovely, warm guy with a great sense of humor. In fact, it's dangerous working with Dinklage sometimes. Because if he gets hold of something that's cracking him up, or something you're doing that's cracking him up, he won't let it go. And we've been in trouble a few times. And you just don't know whether you're going to get through the day or not. So really special. He's a special guy, great actor.
Hi, so Bronn's like my favorite character on Game of Thrones, and I just want to know, what's your favorite part about working on Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I can't. It's such the whole thing has been like 8 years it's like been a dream since, because I really had no clue what was coming and no expectations. I really thought, we weren't allowed to read the scripts, and they offered it to me, and I thought, oh God, Americans doing medieval Europe, this could be really bad. And then I turned up, and like the cast was like, oh man, this could be good. And then what's happened since, and the response globally, it's just been like, and then my character survives so far. And then I get applauded for surviving. It's like, is this real? So, yeah, the best bits is just every bit, really, and the scene with the sand snakes in the prison did kind of take precedence. That was nice, but it's it's all good. No, it's really been, and I know it upsets some people, but the scene where I got to shoot the dragon, that was really good. Bronn, no heckling, please. Bronn, he got his moment, then. He hadn't had a moment since the Blackwater Bay. He hadn't really got to save the day, but he got to save the day again. So I really enjoyed that.
Hi. So I'm a really huge fan. I just want to say thank you for coming to Rhode Island Comic-Con.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
It's really awesome to just hear your perspective. Yeah. This is great. This gives me just like a whole new depth of gratitude for your character, getting to meet who you are.
You.
So, thanks again. You said that you watched this show. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
What house do you stand for? Maybe not the character, but like if you want to delve into it, the character too. What do you think Bronn stands for?
No.
But you personally, what house do you stand for?
Bronn.
the most gold.
Yeah. Bronn stands for Sir Bronn's house. But that's the great thing about the show is you get pulled all over the place. Even though they're kind of, I think the Lannisters are like kind of the bad guys, but you can't help standing for it. Do you know what I mean? You get involved with them all, and but the Starks, kind of, you want to end up, and I don't know. I don't stand for any of them. I love all the characters, the depth of characters there. That's why it's so brilliant. Because you like from one to the other, and there's no obvious. Even Daenerys, you're like, there's something going on there that's not quite right. You can't totally. Jon Snow's out and out hero, isn't he? But he's getting caught up with Daenerys. Could end up in trouble. So, sorry I didn't answer your question properly, but but Arya she was my girl, I wanted her, but then she had a funny time. With that guy there, she got caught up for a while, so hopefully she'll come through it.
We have one right in front.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, hello, Bronn. So obviously the character of Bronn was perfectly cast. I don't think anyone could see that differently, but if you wanted to play in a different universe, a different character on Game of Thrones, what character would that be?
I haven't found myself wanting that, but I mean, from a gross point of view, possibly Jon Snow. Just I can't think why, but yeah, no, I wouldn't want to swap Bronn with anybody, but it's been really nice.
So, scenes when you're in Dorne and you just got out of prison, you got punched in the face.
Oh yeah.
Is that like a real punch to the face or just fake jump back?
Oh, when he goes like that?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't real.
Hi.
Hi.
I could talk to you for years. It's really good. But I promised the kids in my neighborhood that I would ask you a question. And the kids.
You can do it.
The kids, I actually was trying to make them laugh with the music video of Pretty Woman that you did. And
It's
instead
a pretty
of,
good choice. Yeah.
instead of laughing, they were actually like really enthralled, and they wanted to know if you would one day come to Baltimore City and teach them how to sing and sing to them.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to ask, I swear to God.
Oh, well, that's really sweet. Yeah, I'm open. I don't know. Teach the kids how to sing in Baltimore.
That's what they said. Teach them how to sing. But I mean, like, you know.
That's nice.
I know you do a lot of stuff with charity and stuff.
Yeah, we could work on it.
Local stuff with Baltimore.
That sounds nice.
So yeah, awesome.
Okay, thank you. Hi.
10 minutes ago. I was wondering if you have you had any like really close calls or like secret trips to the hospital from set that maybe haven't made the news?
Close calls. Well, the scene in the prison with the sand snakes. But yeah, a couple of close calls. That first one when I fought for Tyrion in the Erie. There's a couple of nicks there because I learned to fight, and then we got on set, and they had about 300 candles with the wax falling on the floor, and my boots didn't have any grip, and there was a stunt man with a hangover, and we had that was a few close calls there, but that's what it makes it kind of. So I had to really look, kind of do the thing and look after myself during the fight, as you do. You've got to be wide awake. But yeah, that was the riskiest one.
Hi.
Hi.
What are some of your favorite travel locations because of the show?
Well, the Croatia, Dubrovnik, the sea there. I'm a water baby, and it's just so amazing there. So that was probably, in terms of, being able to jump in the sea before or after filming. Yeah, that was probably a highlight. But last year, we got a month, 5 weeks in Spanish National Park to shoot that whole battle scene. So I was outside to find. I'm a country boy, so I was really happy there. It's very beautiful. Yeah, I'm lucky. We've been to some great locations.
Hi.
Hi.
Big fan. I was just wondering, is there a favorite episode that you filmed?
Not that. I mean, for that reason, I would say that whichever episode that was, where I had to go to Drogon and had that whole sequence running through the battle, it was a lot of fun because, like I said before, there's so many teams of excellence working towards that sequence that have been working for months to create this orchestrated piece, which I could step in, having learned my bit, and for all intents and purposes, just kind of give myself to the fantasy of being in a medieval battle, which is, which is amazing fun to do, and know that you're pretty safe, even if I did nearly get run over by a horse. But I'd have to say that one, just for all those reasons. Yeah. Thank you.
Like some of the other characters do as well. I was just wondering, are those like written into the script, or are you guys allowed to like improv those at all?
Most of them definitely written, but if there's something in rehearsal or something that comes, and you want to, very often Dan and David, they're open for what comes up, but they're so good that normally you don't need to ad-lib much, because they've really spent their time. There was one of my favorite scenes, which was where was last season, 2 seasons ago, when I reunited with Pod, and I came up behind him and strangled him. And we did it a couple of times, and then the director said, "Okay, I got it. Now do one more and enjoy yourself." And that's when I grabbed him by the balls. And I tell you, man, it was worth it just for the look on his face. And if you watch that scene, you'll see the look on his face. He's trying to keep it together. He's like, did he really do that? So that was a bit of ad-lib, which he didn't know was coming. But that was very Bronn. See, that's what Bronn, it was, I was just letting myself go with the character. So stuff like that's fun. Not that I grab balls all the time.
I'd always assumed that when you heard Dickon for the first time and laughed, that was just you laughing, and then they wrote it in for you. But no, that's great. So ever since I heard you say, he did, looking down at the empty moon door, right? And,
oh yeah.
I'm like, I love this character. Where do you see him? Like, if it were up to you, I get it, it's not. But if it were up to you, where do you see him sort of ending?
If what? If
I know it's not up to you, but if it were.
If it were
up to you.
Oh, up to me.
Yeah. How do you see Bronn ending?
On throne, man.
On the throne.
With Daenerys next to me. Yeah, that's my fantasy. I think it might stay a fantasy too.
Well, that leads up to my question perfectly. If Bronn ended up on the Iron Throne, what would he do?
Well, he'd probably get somebody to make most of the decisions for him and go off enjoying himself, I think. But yeah, he'd have 2 or 3 castles, wouldn't he? Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
What is the strangest or funniest encounter you've ever had with a Game of Thrones fan or a Ripper Street fan? Any fan?
No, that's not. I mean, it's not something I can particularly talk about now. Strangest encounter. Everybody has the strangeness and niceness. I'm having lots of lovely encounters today. Really sweet. I like, there can be funny things to come to this. And so on the way, I'm like, oh, what am I doing? And then when I'm here and meeting everybody, it's generally really sweet. It's a really nice thing to do, to meet the people who kind of make it possible for you to, for you to actually earn a living and do what you love doing. So, strange. I haven't got nothing too strange happened. Not from these shows. Been a couple of strange things happen along the way. But that's what happens if you can happen. If you're on telly, it's people who haven't necessarily, got their own stuff sorted out or got their own sadnesses they can project onto you, and it can get strange. But that's part of that can happen. It's just, yeah.
One
okay.
Way in the back.
Hi.
Hi. All these
question a bit about the show. I wanted to know if you were a fan of the books. Have you read the books?
No. Yeah, I mean, I have trouble reading. What I did was, because they had the PDFs of the books I found online, and I punched in Bronn, and there it was. So I didn't want it. It was I had too much going on to start on those books, and I was in it, so I didn't want to also get too. Because I soon realized also that much as they were sticking to the books, they also had their own life, the TV shows, and Bronn had his own life, and so I didn't do it yet. Maybe when I've retired, I've got my castle, I'll bring it.
So we have time for about 2 more questions.
My lord?
My lord?
I just want to ask that if you and the fellow cast members, do you feel like a bigger responsibility since it's such a global phenomenon that you guys have to perform at such a high level that you guys do?
Yeah, it's a decent question. It does take a certain, because as part of the thing of acting anyway, is I think getting into a zone where you're trying not to really be aware of anybody watching. Or you might sometimes find yourself performing where it's like you're looking at yourself. It's not just, I mean, that's the same in life. It's like you get self-conscious. And one really needs to center and come into the moment. But, so with this show, it has provided an extra challenge in that sense, because each year you walk on set and you're like, okay, this is just a job, and I've just got a character, and try not to think about that attention, because it won't, I will never have another job like this, and I've never been close to having, so much scrutiny on everything you do. So you just got to really go into a zone where that's not on your mind. Otherwise, because as soon as it is, then you're out of character and out of the moment. But yes, it does go through, it's something to deal with. Sometimes I can get really nervous, and I have to come do some breathing exercises, a bit of meditation. Very Bronn-like. But it's a good question.
Last question, over on the left.
Hi.
Hi.
How long does it take you to film an episode? And question number 2, do you ever feel guilty that you survived and all the others have not?
Definitely don't feel guilty. No, just delighted. Sad about the demise of some other people, but not guilty. And episodes. It's a hard one to answer that, because they wouldn't shoot just one episode and then move on to the next. Like normally, like with Ripper Street or BBC, it might be you get 3 weeks or something to do an episode. With this one, everything's spread over months, and they'll do working in 2 or 3 crews at the same time. But this year, they got 6 episodes. They started in October. You're talking about ending July. 6 episodes.
Wow.
So you average that out. That's I don't think that's probably ever happened on a TV show. But they want to get it right. It's like each year they know that they've got to at least match what they did the year before, and each episode becomes more like a film. And I can't believe that I've ended up in a job where so much care is taken, and it's like doing a movie every time. So, but yeah, it's a hard question to answer.
So, Jerome, you're going to be at your booth later today?
I'm going to be at my booth.
Everyone go say hello, get some autographs, some photos.
Yeah, listen, thank you so much, you guys. It's a real pleasure, and you've made me feel very welcome, and it's made it worth coming over just to meet you all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, exit to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, exit to the left, exit to the left. Do not use those back doors.